When is the last time dating actually felt simple to you? Just in general. I'm gonna tell you this. Dating today feels like, to me, like trying to return something at Walmart without a receipt.
Mm,
Everything is confusing,
mhm,
frustrating, and then you start questioning your whole life like, damn, am I the problem? Or something I did that wasn't right?
People aren't tired of dating. Well, they're tired of today's kind of dating.
So I think people are tired of like ghosting, what they
Mhm,
call breadcrumbing,
mhm.
mixed signals, situationships. You know, it's a circus, man. I mean, everything is not right unless you're going one on one, correct?
Mm.
And
Right. So let's talk about why modern dating feels like a full-time job, but with no benefits. Before we jump in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We want to hear your experiences with modern dating. We want to hear your stories.
yeah, tell us some of your wild stories, your wins, your fails, your learnings, all of it. Now let's get into it.
All right. Welcome back to Built Different, a podcast about dating and relationships. Today, we're breaking down the state of modern dating. What's trending, why it feels exhausting, why people are burned out, and why everyone swears that there are no good ones left.
The good ones, the good
The
ones, the
good
bad
ones,
ones,
the good
the
ones.
great ones, the awesome ones, the no see ones, all of them. And while this episode could roll straight into our panel episode, which we have an exciting panel episode coming up
Mhm,
in a couple of weeks, we're actually
mhm.
saving that conversation for a little later. We got a few episodes we're dropping first because we want to
Right.
continue this trend on dating. But trust me, after today, you understand exactly why that panel has to happen.
Very
We
true.
need the aspect of men and women, not just us two. So we're going to jump to our first segment, which dating today is a different sport. We're going to
Mhm,
call it a sport. It was just an act of, hey, I want to see you, you see me, but now it is a sport. Dating used to be simple. It's
mm,
like somebody you called, you like them, you went out, boom. Y'all
mm.
either going to be with each other or you're not going to be with each other. Now
True.
you need a strategy. You need a roster. You need a therapist. You need a prayer. And maybe you even need a backup prayer just in case the first prayer wasn't listened by God so God can help you a little bit more.
Oh, wow. It's a lot. People are overwhelmed because dating has become a marketplace. Too many options, using people as commodities, and not enough
But
connection.
didn't Kendrick Lamar say too many options is kind of cool? Yeah,
Uh,
not like us. Not like us though.
I think
But
there's
that's
something
okay. I
called
got too many
decision fatigue.
options.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good thing.
So what Julie was saying is like basically dating is like shopping on Amazon.
Mm,
I mean, you got option after option after option. You got 10,000 choices
so
and you still feel like you picked the wrong damn thing. That's crazy.
many.
Dating today isn't hard. It's just crowded. It's
Yes.
like kind of like the Del Amo Mall in LA. It's just crowded at times. That's why you got to go early.
Well, okay, speaking of malls and marketplaces, there are people and podcasts, not going to name them, that actually refer to dating as a marketplace
Mm.
and people having a marketplace value. As a therapist, this feels really unhealthy to me. This sort of assigning people high value or low value, it sort of takes the humanity out of things. We all have value. Dating isn't about getting some sort of good deal in this transaction. It's about alignment and connection and potentially building a life together. And I don't think we should make people commodities that are sort of traded on some sort of dating market.
Think when I think about marketplace, I think about marketplace as you
Mm,
have different choices. Like you got the orange, you got the apple, you got the pear,
mm-hmm,
you got the watermelon, and they all look good. But which one do you want? Do
mm-hmm,
you want the more sweeter one? Do you want the more sour one? And do you want the one that you can just eat or the one you got to cut? So I don't. I agree to disagree because I don't see it as a bad thing, but I think
mm-hmm.
the way people refer to it and their context of what they're saying as a marketplace, I think that's a bad thing.
Right.
So I
Like if,
think you have to have choices whenever you date somebody because
mm-hmm,
in general you may like someone that has that smile. That same
mm-hmm,
individual may look just like this second person. They may have that eye
mm-hmm.
contact,
Okay.
and then this third person may have just whatever they have. But
Right.
even though they have the same thing, it's one thing that is in that second person that grabs you and makes you want to be with that person instead.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's kind of is a marketplace.
right. But when you think of choices, but when you think about what a marketplace is and something having value, that means if something or a person gets older, they have
Mm.
less value. Or if, like X, Y, and Z or happens, they have less value. And I think that a person's value isn't just estimated on what you see on the surface. People are a lot more complicated than that. So I think that part of referring to dating as a marketplace, we have to be very careful about sort of almost making people a product, because then what happens when someone has had their quote unquote product for a while and they decide they want to trade it in for a newer model?
I mean, sometimes
Or
you do need to trade in
no.
your old product for a newer model. It's kind of like a TV. Your TV goes out, guess what? You need a new
every 2 or 3 years.
Man, you never know. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just went on a tandem, but hey, it's okay. So we're gonna jump in segment two. The emotional labor is heavy.
Mm,
Emotional labor is heavy.
yes. So I think sort of some of those perspectives we were talking about demonstrates a lack of emotional intelligence. People are tired because dating now requires emotional intelligence that a lot of people haven't learned. It's something that has to be cultivated and developed.
So what you're saying is folks want love, but they don't want accountability. Huh.
Right.
Accountability,
Right.
accountability is hard to accept sometimes.
It is. It takes emotional maturity, right? It takes that emotional intelligence to be able to do that. And because sometimes people are struggling because maybe you have emotional intelligence and you're having trouble finding a potential partner that also has emotional intelligence, or maybe you're lacking in emotional intelligence and so then you're struggling to sort of connect to people and communicate in ways that are healthy. And then on top of that, everyone's scared of being hurt, used, lied to, or wasting your time.
So what you're saying, instead of dating with attention, then people are dating with that defensive stance.
Yes.
Coming to the conclusion that most people aren't unavailable, they're just continuously unhealed.
Right.
Because we go through a healing process. I personally went through a healing process before I started dating, and I had to think about the things that I've done to others and what brought me to this place in my life. So I was dating with no intention. I was just dating just because it was a thing to do, and I wanted somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you do want a warm body.
Mm.
And then sometimes you get too hot, that one body got to be kicked out, and you got to move on
Oh my
and get your fan. So
Okay.
it just depends.
I guess it depends.
Yes, yes,
Okay. But when we enter dating being defensive, then it sort of blocks our ability to be vulnerable. And
yes,
we need that for connection.
yeah. Okay, okay. So when we talk about vulnerability, we talk about healing,
Mm-hmm.
we talking about
Mm-hmm.
defense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, can we talk about apps?
Ooh.
I
Mm-hmm.
was an appaneer, what they call it. Or did they make it worse today?
Good
A lot of
question.
people will say, no, they made it worse. Some people will say it made it easier. I think it made it easier for the simple fact that you don't have to really go out and, I guess, be face to face with someone that,
Mm.
is getting on your nerves and doing something. Dating apps are like casinos too. You got bright lights, you got beautiful profiles, got
Mm.
quick hits, but overall, if you do all that, you sometimes leave broke and confused because you don't understand what's going on and
Okay.
you get overwhelmed. So I don't know, man. I mean, from the man point of view, apps are fun, but then they can get to a point where you do feel like broke and confused. You're like, damn, well, what am I on here for? If
Mm.
somebody tells you, hey, I like you, I want to talk to you, and then all of a sudden they say, hey, I just want to tell you I'm not here for dating, then why are you even on the dating app?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Apps create the illusion of abundance, right? People think they have endless options, so they don't really take the time to invest
Mm.
in the app usage, right? So I was not on apps for a very long time, but I sort of had a firm idea of what I wanted and what I was looking for on the apps. And I think that if you don't have that, it could cause problems, right?
So we definitely call that the swipe culture.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
And
so.
sometimes we swipe to some good disposables.
Yeah.
Like you can basically toss someone out with a thumb movement
Yeah.
or a finger movement. At the same time, we do get on most of these apps and we hoping that we gonna find Prince Charming or
Hmm.
the one, and sometimes it is just a fun game apps because certain people do expect certain things on these apps.
It's true.
Certain apps give off certain things that you should be doing as a
Hmm.
person.
Right. One thing about how we used to date, we used to rely on family and friends and sort of a network of people to find someone, right? Like we were going out with people and like, hey, do you have someone that I can meet? That type of thing. But now love and romance has been sort of gamified. And when we have this sort of gamified, like swipe, swipe, swipe reaction, it promotes this superficial level of interaction. It lowers empathy and it actually facilitates things like ghosting or making people feel insecure and self conscious. And it makes vulnerability, which is something that we want in a relationship, feel even more risky than it already is. Yeah.
So basically, dating apps didn't ruin dating; they just exposed and magnified not, I guess, our insecurities.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Think about it. If you're judging people based off of looks, I mean, I read the profiles, but apparently not everybody
So
reads the
you don't base
profiles.
things off no looks at all.
Of course,
Okay,
because you have to find that and have attraction to the person that you're with
I
for
just want you to get
sure.
your lie right.
That's not a lie. Not a lie. But I did read the profiles though. It's like you have the initial attraction of like, this looks like somebody that I might be attracted to. Then you read the profile, and sometimes reading the profile can kill that attraction.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Mixed signals are the new normal.
Ooh.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, people don't really communicate. They hint, they test, they assume, or they focus on winning and thinking of relationships as sort of like a power game. So leveraging power to win instead of actually learning how to communicate and compromise and negotiate.
So, and you say that, I smile a little bit because
Hmm.
I was in that situation. So basically, when I was sending good morning texts for 3 weeks, like, and then I vanished like a tax refund, is that okay?
Yeah, no. No. If you would
So,
have if you would have sent me a text message and vanished for 3 weeks, I would have put you in the friend zone.
yeah. So, but the thing is, if you send a good morning text for 3 weeks, then you vanish, could you justify somebody may have been hurt? They may have their phone may have broken.
Hmm.
I know people get phones pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um, they may switch to a pager because they don't want to use no phone no more.
Uh,
Their mom may be using their phone.
okay.
They may give their phone to the kids so they couldn't afford another phone.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's some things that I know that can happen. Not not theoretically, but not justifiably.
Okay, let's say if there was an emergency, hey, something happened, I was in a coma or
Yeah.
something. Okay, obviously, like I would be able to give grace for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, stranger, like we don't really know each other like that. Like I'm not gonna think of you as someone that's a potential partner because you haven't behaved like one.
So where do mixed signals come from?
Mixed signals come from mixed intentions. I think a lot of people don't really have a firm grasp on what they want. And when you don't really know what you want, you're like, oh, okay, let me give them a chance. And so you give mixed signals to people.
Mixed signals
Hmm.
equals mixed intentions,
Yes,
which basically, when someone isn't clear about what they want, they can't be clear about how they act.
exactly.
And that's crazy. That's crazy because so back in the days when I was giving mixed signals, I was giving mixed intentions. So
Yes.
when the person was with me, I wasn't with them,
Hmm.
but they thought we were together.
And I would imagine that created some very
That created a lot of
frustrating
single life
situation,
for me. So
a
I
lot of
wasn't clear about
emotional
what I wanted
conversations.
and how the way I act. So okay,
Yeah.
okay. Why do people today feel burnt out?
Well, dating fatigue is real, right? It's an emotional process. You're trying to connect with people. You're trying to find like that special person or the one. And when you think about burnout, the three dimensions of burnout are emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, right? Which is that dehumanization part, and a lack of accomplishment or a perceived lack of accomplishment, right? So you're not achieving your goal or accomplishing your goal of finding your person. So it's like this little soup for burnout, especially if you don't know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you keep ending up in situations where you're trying to figure out how you got there. But it's because you didn't have that compass of knowing what you want to guide you.
So not like the one like Neo, the one, correct?
No,
Oh,
not like
not
that.
like the one Jet Li, the movie, the one.
No, not like that.
So people are tired of, I'm assuming, just starting over.
Yeah.
And they're tired of explaining themselves. A lot of people have explained themselves. I've been one of those people that had to explain myself, which I felt like I was a kid talking to my parent,
Mm,
and then a lot of people I think are just tired of being disappointed.
yeah.
We disappoint each other and we disappoint people in our lives. And when you're in a relationship, you hoping that this is the end of your journey of, dating.
Mm,
And then you possibly get disappointed at the end.
yeah. And they're tired of pretending that they don't care. Just like, oh, it's not a big deal of brushing things off and just sort of shoving it down and moving on to the next one.
So I'm not a therapist, so I'm assume that her overall talk, Julie's overall talk was like dating today is exhausting because
Uh-huh.
people want some kind of connection, not connect the four or connect the dots. They want connection where we connect together and we believe in the same things. We're walking down the same road path and we're going down the same way and not going left to right. We're going in a straight line. So I guess you want to act like your partner, kind of,
Mm,
right? People want love,
yeah.
but they're allergic to vulnerability,
Right.
like I've always been.
Yeah. Yeah. You need vulnerability for a long-term relationship.
Yes. But vulnerable for a man is hard sometimes
I agree.
because it feel like we're not manly if we're vulnerable to
Mm.
these certain things. And I've been there and I'm still not vulnerable. I'm gonna be honest
Mhm.
with you. I'm
Mhm.
still trying to work through it. But, I guess in order to get better in the relationship world, I have to have a little bit of vulnerability too.
Yeah. Well, and I think of that piece is socialization. That's not naturally how men or women are, but I think men are socialized to be more stoic and less vulnerable, but it also hampers their ability to really find true connection and joy in relationships, unfortunately.
Mhm. So we're gonna go into segment 6 and we're gonna ask you a question. So what
Mm.
do we do about this? What do we do about this? We talk about all this stuff that's happening, these different things this path that we go through when we're dating, why it's exhausting. So what do we do? So what do we do about it?
Okay, slow down. I've seen so many people that are in a rush and they feel like they're on this time clock. And I think when you do that, you have a tendency to accept things that you normally wouldn't accept if you were operating out of abundance of time and energy and love. Be intentional. Know what you want. My vibe framework, hello, fits in well here. Take the risk of being authentic and vulnerable because it's what you're going to need for a long term relationship. Communicate clearly and heal. Please heal before you date.
Mm, so
You don't have to be completely healed,
so stop
but
playing games,
yeah.
which I love games. I don't know what type of game. And say what you want. I want a PlayStation 6. Oh yeah, I know everybody.
Okay.
Hey, every guy that's listening to this, I know you right there with me. You want a PlayStation 6 too. Stop entertaining people who drain you.
Hmm.
I lived my life where so many people I felt like drained me, but I drained others.
Mm,
So we were draining each other to a point till we couldn't even be together no more.
mm,
And stop dating like you're auditioning. I'm not
yeah.
auditioning for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I know what I want. I should be able to do what I need to do. Dating gets easier when you stop lying to yourself. I did it to myself
Hmm.
for years. I stopped telling myself like, hey, you need this, you need that. No, you don't need, you need to take care of yourself first. And then that's when you get to a relationship where you can take care of others.
Mm.
You can't take care of yourself first. How you gonna take care of others?
I love it. Yes. It's not about proving yourself or making someone else jump through a bunch of hoops. It's about alignment.
Mm.
Alignment in your lives and your goals and your dreams and who you are. And this is actually exactly why we're bringing in a panel. Not next week, but soon.
But soon, I promise y'all, because men and women are exhausted for different reasons.
Yes. So we are bringing in real people to tell us what they think the opposite gender wants.
And then we're going to find out what they actually want, men and women.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be honest.
And it's going to be funny.
And
And
it's
it's going to
gonna
be
be built
different.
different. So if dating feels exhausting, you're not alone.
But hey, it is built different though. That's why we are built different. And you're not crazy either. Modern dating really is different though, honestly. People do think differently. As generational people, we're exhausted of dating. No matter if you're in a relationship or if
Hmm.
you're still trying to find somebody, you're exhausted.
Yeah. And we've got a few episodes coming up before the panel.
But trust me, when that panel drops, and you're gonna want to be here for it. I promise you.
Yes. So before you head out, like, subscribe, and comment. We read everything.
And your comments help shape our future episodes. We'll see you all next time on Build Different. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
Later.